In a few days' time, we're going to be saying Happy New Month, right? And it was just like a few days ago when we just said Happy New Year. And once we say Happy New Month, it officially means that the year is now old. However, I know that a lot of people are still in that place, in that frame of mind, in that space where they are still pumped and their steam is still up regarding the goals they want to accomplish in 2025, right? And you're still dreaming, you're still up and running, and I pray that that remains all through the year actually. Okay, my name is Amy Kilsuma. I'd like to welcome you to my channel today. If this is your first time here, welcome on board. I am so delighted to have you here. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. I do not take you for granted at all. Thank you so much for being a part of our growing family. So, to what I want to quickly share today. So, I was saying that the year is still new, right? And we're still in the place where people are pumped to bring their dreams to pass, right? To pursue their dreams, to write that book. Yes, write that book, most especially. They are pumped to start that food business, to start that mobile library, to start that book club, to start that ministry platform, to start that school, whatever it is. I know that it is still a good time, right? So while we are in that frame of mind, I just thought to share a few things regarding going ahead to pick your service provider for that business or for that dream you're about to set up, because definitely you're going to need somebody who has the skill and the expertise to help you begin to actualize your goals. Okay, yeah. So the first thing I want to talk about regarding that is, before you step out, even though I know that there are several businesses out there who are providing similar services, they are all not in the same level. They are all not at the same level. They are all not serving at the same capacity, right? So they have different rates, they have different options, different services to offer. So it's now up to you to sift through and begin to decide which of them can serve your dream best in the season that you're in right now. So while doing that, number one thing you must have at the front of your mind is your budget, right? What is your budget? Are you just dreaming in your head? A lot of people do that. I remember when a few years ago, when I began to take my business began to grow. I was beginning to get a lot of clients approaching me to say, I want to write a book. I discovered a lot of them were just excited about writing a book, but they are not thought through about the cost. So at a point, I now began to have this initial conversation to say, what is your budget? What do you want to write? What's your value on this thing? What do you think this book you're about to put out is going to achieve in the world? What do you think it is worth? Are you ready to back this dream with your money? So the moment I had that conversation, my stress began to reduce. So I began to find out that a lot of these upcoming writers, they were able to step back and sincerely evaluate the value of their work and what they were ready to put behind it. And then they came back to me to say, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to put my money behind it. And then we had a seamless publishing process, right? So the first thing I want you to ask yourself is, what is my budget? Do you have a budget? Have you written it down? Is it just a nice idea in your head? I'll tell you a little story here. A few years ago, when our first daughter got through primary school, when she was in primary 5, she wrote her common entrance examination, and to a school we particularly liked. Now, we love the standard of the school, we love their culture, we love what they represented, we love the testimonials we had heard, we love the academic strength and the capacity that they are able to build in their students. So we really wanted her to go to that school. So she wrote this exam, passed the entrance, the common entrance examination. And when the results came out, we're told to pay the acceptance fee. But my people, in that moment, there and then, we did not have that money. We were at a season in our life where our capacity had not grown enough to handle that kind of fee. What did we do? We drove away from the school premises with heavy hearts. That was like a loud message to us in that moment that, hey guys, this is your reality. This is where you are financially. It was like one of the best messages life had to hand to us to help us wake up and sit tight. So we drove away from there. We had to scout around. We found another school. We did not like the school so much, but guess what? It was the only school that sat with our budget at that time. It was close to home. It was it was okay, but just okay. We did not really like it. We're not really satisfied. But we had to put her in the school. And then she went through her junior secondary school in that particular school. But then time had passed, a lot of things had happened. Within those 3 years, we had built capacity. God had helped us. We had grown financially. We had moved from where we were 3 years before to a larger place, right? In our capacity, in our finances and everything. And we're now able to achieve, to afford the school we initially wanted. So we took her there. And remember, we're struggling to put in one child in that school. But at that time, my younger sister had joined her, and the two of them gained admission into that particular secondary school, right? A school where we're battling to pay for one. We're able to put the two of them, and God has been faithful all through. They are still there and doing well by the grace of God. So what that spoke to us at that time was that in that season, that was what we could afford. It would have been wrong of us to now stand there and say, no, we like your school, you must serve us, we're going to pay 120,000, that is what we have. Imagine if we stood there to insist that they must serve us because we liked them. It would have become a police case. It would have called security on us and thrown us out and all of that, right? So I just want to say this. What is your budget? Ensure that while you are trying to pick a business service provider, that you are awake to your budget, right? You are in tune with where you really are financially. It's so important. You do not want to stress a business up, and it's wrong to approach people and say, I want you to do this for me. This is what I have. Remember, businesses, even those owned by believers in Christ Jesus, they are there to also make profit, to keep expanding, so that they can keep serving you and serving other customers. So if they keep serving you and never make profit, eventually they're going to be out of business. And I think we should be more selfless. We should take our eyes off ourselves in the business space and remember to ask the right questions. And the painful part is that sometimes this person can deliver, but you are bent on paying them peanuts. It's so wrong. I feel that is low-key manipulative. So dear business owner, politely turn down such offers, right? And then you, the one seeking the service, if it doesn't work with you at that time, like that school did not work well with our budget at that time, walk away. That's why there are options. Find another alternative that can favor your present financial situation. Maybe with time, you'll be able to afford the other business service provider, right? And also, dear business owners, when you promise, do well to overpromise and to underpromise and overdeliver. Go out of your way to serve your clients. Don't just be fixated on collecting money and giving them, trashy, less than excellent services. That will not be good for your business, right? So I just thought to share this thought and encourage us that no, in this 2025, let's do better. Let's do better. Don't begin to make business owners, especially small business, growing businesses, feel like, oh, they are not worth it. And the painful part is that sometimes they are worth it, but you just want to keep them small in their mind by throwing peanuts at them. That's not all right in 2025. Find the business that suits your purse. Find the business that suits your pocket, your budget at that time, and please work with them. Right? I remember something happened 2 years ago. A friend of mine, who is a very good MC, I had approached her to be MC at my husband's birthday. And when she gave me her official rate, I discovered that at that time, I could not afford it. It could not sit in our budget. We had already, I think maybe if we had actually planned having her as MC from the beginning, would have factored it into the budget. But we had done a lot of things. At that time, we're now really tight on cash because we had done a lot of other things. And we had not consciously factored that into the bill. So when she told me, I was like, oh, wow, that I can't afford that right now. This is what I can afford. And she was like, okay, bring it. I will do it. Okay, and she did it at that rate. But after she did it, I kept feeling this. I was uncomfortable, and I told myself, I made a non-verbal commitment to myself and to her that before I engage her services again, next time I have to, I would pay the official rates, every single dime. It's not up to her to give me a discount, but I will pay the official rate. I will not price her down. I will not offer what I have. I would look for someone else who can work with what I have. That was a personal resolve I arrived at, that no, I am not going to do this again. Let's not do this to people. Let's stop doing it to people, okay? Don't take your friends for granted. Don't take your family members for granted and, just treat them anyhow because you know them. No. Pay what they are worth. If you think that they are offering correct value, if you feel they are not, what they are bringing on board is not good enough, find the person who's going to bring the value that is commensurate to your budget at that time, right? Remember, in working together, the business owner and the client must be at a place where the entire business deal is beneficial to both of them. It must be mutually beneficial. The client should be satisfied. The business should not be running at a loss. Right? If right now you are not really at the place where you can afford a particular service provider, please, you could find an alternative, okay? Don't squeeze them into a corner. Don't make them work at a loss. Do not do that to anyone, okay? I pray that we're able to accomplish our dreams together in 2025, and that when the year is ending, you are rejoicing at the dreams that became actualized, and the businesses are also celebrating their goals, their growth, and their impact without any side suffering. Thank you for watching this. I hope you have learned a thing or two. If you are planning to write a book, start a business, do whatever it is you want to accomplish this year 2025, remember to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this video. And remember that every time you like this, you're telling YouTube to show this video to people like you who'd like to see content like this. Till I come your way again, keep winning.